my fellow Avs faithful. Welcome to Blizzard Warning. I'm Kyzer and Jenna. Also join us, Jenna Chavez. How's everyone's week been?
Hi.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, let's start this off pretty simple and go through a recap of our last 3 games since the last show last week. We'll start off with the Avs playing the Wings.
Started off with
Unbelievable game.
Detroit. Yeah, it was a great
Unreal.
game.
Unreal.
Oh, amazing.
The Avs put up 54
It's always
shots.
nice to put a good shellac on them.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm an old school
between
fan,
two
so
goalies.
of course. I'm an old school fan, so of course I'm going to always hate the Wings.
Right.
But the rivalry's just not what it used to be with them being Eastern Conference now. However, the incredible feat of that game, there are two incredible feats that I saw from that game. One, the boys put up 54 shots on net. Like, that is unbelievable numbers. We had 24 shots just in the second period alone. Like, we had 16 shots in the first period, 24 in the second period, and 14 in the third period. And we held Detroit to under 30 shots in the entire game.
Yeah, I think they had 29 shots on goal. And two goals.
It was wild. Like, and that was also one of our first games, like just one of those games that we really needed to start gelling. And it was incredible. I mean, Makar literally scores his very first hat trick.
Which
His first career hat trick.
I, for some reason, thought that he had one before this, but no.
I believed he had one in the playoffs last year, and I thought he had one during the regular season.
Nope, this is his first career hat trick ever.
And he played unbelievable.
And only the fourth defenseman going all the way back to the Nordiques history to get a hat trick. So,
yeah, the man is setting records still, and he's still putting himself on the map, and he's only been in the league, what, 5 years? Come on.
Yeah, he's 23.
The kid is incredible.
Yeah. That's just, crazy.
Like, it renders us speechless on how good this kid is.
Sometimes I just don't even know what to say. I'm just
like, it renders me speechless.
But you could tell that he was, but you could see the excitement on his face in the picture of him holding his pucks.
Oh, he was happy. He was over the moon. Well, then, so on top of that, we ended up beating the Wings 7-2. A great offensive showing from us. Something we definitely kind of needed to kind of get back on track after having a really rough road trip.
Yeah.
Like, it was much needed and really good to see them come out and, gel like that.
The power play finally started to come together.
Yeah, speaking of that, the power play came together and it was incredible. What were we? We were. Where are you at? I just had you.
I forgot to look up the stats for the power play.
I literally just had it up. I just can't. I forgot where it's at.
We have been just a night. Like, we've been crushing power play. And of course, McKinnon had a 4-point game that game as well.
We were 2 for 6 on the power play.
Yeah.
Took me a minute to find it, but I'm sorry.
There for a minute, it was really bad.
Yeah. Well, so moving on from that game, we're going to jump over to the Minnesota game.
Yeah.
That was a thriller and a half of a game.
It really was.
I mean, Lecky comes out, scores 42 seconds into the first period,
Right out the gate.
like thought we were gonna like thought it was gonna be a cakewalk, and then they shut us down. Faber scores for Minnesota in the second,
They they made us work for it. Yeah.
and then I mean we put up 40 shots on net, and they were good quality chances, but just both goaltenders were standing on their head.
Yeah.
Like it was a fun, fast paced game to watch. It kind of just really reminds you of what division rivalry hockey really is.
It really is.
Like it
When
was,
when Minnesota is they're fighting for a playoff spot and you can tell that
yeah.
they want it. They
I
want
mean,
it.
they're over here trying to catch Nashville for the
Yeah.
number one wild card
Yeah.
and trying to give them a little bit of space from St. Louis. So, like, I mean, I get it. They're playing hard. They're playing tough. But then, of course,
Yeah.
one of my big recent comebacks, Nichushkin comes out and scores the OT
The
winner,
overtime winner.
and it
Yeah.
was his first game back. It
Yeah.
was his first game back since him going into the players assistance program, and
Mhm.
what a way to say I'm back, boys. Like
Yeah. He looked great.
the man skated well. He skated great.
Yeah. And I mean, he's playing top line minutes. I think he played what, 17 or 18 minutes in that
I think
game
he had 18 minutes. Yeah,
and 21 in the last in Calgary against Calgary. So, I mean, I think it's safe to say that he is
he's
back
back to top
physically
form.
ready to go.
Like he's
Yeah.
definitely back to top form. Like
Physically he is ready to go and he's back. It's just a matter of I hope that he's mentally okay.
and like the way his game is, I like it feels like he is like mentally there. Like
Mhm. I loved his first star interview.
oh, I love you guys. Thank you.
And
Short and sweet as
I'm
always from the
sure
future.
and bless their hearts. I mean, because it's not their first language, and then we expect them to come out and say a
Do
bunch
some
of
interviews.
accolades, to 50,000 people. So, like, bless his heart for just giving it a go and just saying, "Thank you, goodbye, have a good night." Like,
Thank you. Love you.
you know
Bye.
what? You know what, Choo Choo? That's fine. You say that. If that's what you wanna say it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally
Look,
okay with it. Like
it cracks me up.
that's how all of his interviews are.
Yeah,
It's incredible
it
to
cracks
just watch those. But like on top of the
yeah,
Nichushkin
it
stuff,
cracks
like how huge were those 2 points that we got against Minnesota? Sadly, we gave them a
oh,
point with the overtime, but those 2 points were huge.
yeah. We needed that.
Like, and then on top, like to our last game last night,
Yeah,
I thought it was a roller coaster at first. I turned the game
it
on.
was.
I'm like, all right, cool. We end up going down, or we end up going up. I was like, all right, cool. 1-0. All right, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Mhm, yeah.
Then we give up two unanswered out of nowhere in the first period. And I'm like,
Right,
oh God, here we go. We're down 2-1.
right.
This is gonna be a wild ride. Like, we don't need to drop the game against Calgary of all teams.
No.
And then here's where the goal clinic begins. The goal clinic of the second period starts off. Manson 4 minutes in ties the game at 2-2. And then you get
Wraps the
McKinnon
game
coming
up.
out, giving us that 3-2 lead, and also continuing his point streak to 13 games.
Right.
Then you got Nichushkin coming back at it again, burying another puck. And
Yep.
then the one surprising to me. Casey Middlestat gets his first goal as an Avalanche player.
Yeah.
How exciting was that to see?
Mhm. And yeah, I know. That was awesome.
Like, and on top of that, which made that even more special, is Duhaime, our other
I was
big
saying,
pickup,
didn't
had the
he get
first
the
assist
assist?
on that.
Yeah. Okay, that was what I was gonna say too, was like, and hey, Duhaime got in on the action too. Like,
I'm
they
probably
all
still
have
saying his name
gotten.
wrong, but
I'm sure we are, and I'm so
it's
sorry.
Duhaime, he's new. We don't know yet.
I'm sorry.
But
And
that puts us up 5-2 with Middlestat scoring, and then Miko with an absolute laser beam makes it 6-2 to close out the second period with
yeah,
45 seconds left in the period, and it's like, holy crap, here we go. Like, I couldn't look away from the TV without it looking back and it being another goal on another goal on
I
the scoreboard.
know.
Like, that's what I was saying. Like, it was an absolute clinic. And the one thing that you've
Yeah.
always brought up is that stat to where with however many, if we have more than 30 shots on net, we're pretty much winning all the time.
Mhm.
So on top of that, like
I
we put up
I
38
am
shots on goal.
I am fairly certain, with 95 to 98% certainty, that the year we won the cup, in the playoffs, if we had 30 or more shots on goal, we were undefeated.
I
So,
believe that in the playoffs. Like I could see that because that cup run in 22 was just unbelievable.
and going back to going what we acquired before the trade deadline, there's some talking heads that are they're comparing it to the what we did leading up to the deadline for the cup run.
Well, yeah, like looking at what some people have been saying is a lot of people are kind of saying with how well this team all of a sudden started gelling, like they're I've seen people sit there and say it's like I think this team is better than our cup team. And
There
like
was
with
something in the locker room. There was something in the locker room going on.
and I
I'm
mean like
sorry,
so
but
like we picked up Duhaime, we picked up Walker, we picked up Middlestat, and they came out and like they're just thriving with this club. Like
yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
there's
they're
been
putting up
no
points,
chemistry
assists,
issues whatsoever.
none. And I mean, Nathan McKinnon even said something about it the other night in an interview. I can't remember the exact quote, but he said something about like, this is the best that the team has been playing all season.
And I agree
And
with him.
I agree with him too, but it's just like, what is like, we brought in new people, and the guys that you went through training camp with, there was something there,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden there's one person gone, and
Well, we'll
now
get
they're
into that.
just
We'll
playing
get
like,
into that here in a minute. But
yeah, I know.
our
I didn't
one
get into it. I just said there's one person gone.
oh, I know. But the one player that we were really sad to see go in Bo Byram going over
Baby
to the Buffalo
Bo.
Sabres. It was
Baby
sad to
Bo.
see him go, but it's really good to see him jump in. Just he hits the ice just flying out in Buffalo. He is
Well,
thriving
and
over there, and I think it has to do with
he doesn't
go ahead.
go ahead. Uh, he doesn't have the other stars to like compete with there.
Yeah, so like
He
over that's what I
can
was
be the
just gonna
star there.
that's exactly what I was gonna go say was he doesn't have all this like the stars that we have here
Yeah.
overshadowing him to where he can't thrive where he needs to. He can actually be the star out there and show what he can do as
Mhm.
a whole on that blue line over there, and it helps with
Yeah.
Eric Johnson leaving too and getting
Mm.
traded away, so he's kind of
Oh,
like their
I was
number
so
one defenseman
excited
over there.
for him to be reunited.
And then literally an hour later, oh, Eric
Ah,
Johnson traded.
gone. Like, "Oh."
Well, there that
But no,
goes.
I think that him getting to be that shining defenseman, I think he'll do great, and we wish him nothing but luck.
Nothing but the best for him. Like I'd love to have him with us, but we just have
Yeah.
too much depth at defense that
Oh,
like it's not he wasn't exactly in a sense needed. He wasn't the grinder we kind of need him to be come playoff time. And that's what we get in
no.
Duhame.
Mm-mm.
With Duhame, like we get
Yeah,
that big body and that fierce, hard hitting defenseman that we're gonna need come playoff
right.
time. So like the
Yeah,
way the team's just thriving and gelling with these
exactly.
new guys is incredible. Like I haven't seen a whole lot of teams come around
It's
and just or players, new
crazy.
players come around and they're like this. Like it's peanut butter and jelly, baby.
Yeah, they have stepped in and just taken off and gone.
I was worried about like Walker not being a super crazy points producer, and I was worried he wouldn't gel with the team. There wouldn't be chemistry, but they've
Well, and
proved
I
us
was
wrong.
worried about that with him too because he was blindsided by the trade.
Oh yeah, he had no
He
idea it was
said that
coming.
he had no idea that Colorado was even on the table.
Yeah, he didn't even know we were interested, which is another
No,
thing that
he
like
had no
Middlestat
clue.
kind of knew, but Middlestat didn't expect them to actually move him. So
Right,
like when
exactly.
Middlestat got the trade, he was excited, but he was also kind of like, "What the hell? This came out of nowhere." In a sense,
Right.
because
Exactly.
we were rumored to be off the market looking for anybody.
Right,
So having that
exactly.
like
Because
having that all happen like so smoothly and the transition process goes so well and every one of our
how
new
are Joe
players got the
Sakic
start.
and
Like every one of the new players
how
got
are
the
Joe
start.
Sakic and McFarland so good at it?
Oh, well, and Joe we trust.
Yeah.
And Joe we trust. Like the
That's why
guys,
they make them they make.
well, yeah, I mean, on top of that, it's like just Sakic is a magician. Like he's like the David Copperfield of making trades. Like he fleeces anyone and everyone he can, and we just reap the
Right.
benefits of it. And it's absolutely incredible. There was one move that he
It's
made
insane.
that I'm actually kind of glad that we are rid of. Ryan Johansson. I was excited at first, but the man didn't produce. He didn't do nothing for a span of
I was
16 to 20 games. Like, absolutely just
so excited.
we needed to move him. We needed the 3 million in cap to make our trade moves, which the moving him was
Yeah,
probably the greatest thing we've ever done because one, we're dodging a bullet
yeah,
with any sort of locker room cancer that he has, with him coming out and accusing the
yeah,
Avs of forcing him to play injured and saying that all these other rumors
yeah,
and crap about the team and the organization, and it really needed to be dealt with, and that was the way to deal with it.
yeah.
And the moment we traded him off, he gets immediately sent to the minors and then told to just
Right,
wait it out. And then they tell him they're basically going to be releasing him and eating his contract.
right. Well, because he
So,
was refusing to go down to the minors because he was injured.
yeah, so it's kind of just one of those like I think the Avs in a sense dodged a bullet.
Oh,
Like
for sure.
You can't have
And
that kind of attitude and expect to thrive in the NHL in your latter years. You can't be a prima donna like that because people are gonna
no,
dump you and you're just gonna be done.
yeah. And I was like you, I was so excited when we acquired him in the off season. I was like, it came across my notifications and I was like, "Yes, like this is going to be great." And and then I was talking to a client one day and he n- knows people in the Nashville organization and he goes, "Good luck." He's like, "Awesome hockey player, terrible person." And I was like, "Oh no."
See, and I didn't wanna believe
And
the terrible
yeah.
person thing. I didn't wanna believe it. I didn't wanna believe he was
Right.
another locker room cancer, but, like,
Mhm.
it kinda started showing to where anytime he was on the ice in the roster, the team just didn't
It
seem to gel. They didn't seem to have the
seemed right.
chemistry, like, the game like, their gameplay was off, and nothing seemed,
Mhm.
like we
Right.
normally do. So, like,
Yeah.
I'm
No, it
really
wasn't.
happy
Things
that we
weren't.
got rid of him, but still, as same thing, I wish him the best, hope he finds his second life and learns better locker room attitude, but so long, farewell, bullet dodged.
Yeah.
So,
Goodbye. And where did
bye-bye.
he end up? Where did he end up?
I honestly don't even
Philly?
remember because I was just so happy to see him gone. I think he went to Philly for Walker.
Was it Philadelphia?
I think he went to
I
Philly for Walker, if I remember correctly.
think it was Philadelphia. Let me look. I have
Yeah,
it
it was
written down
Philly.
here.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. It was
It
Philly.
was Philly. Okay,
Yeah.
it's Philly.
I couldn't remember just
Yeah.
because I was just so happy to see him go. I didn't care what team it was he went to.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Because he,
I was
he
in the
he just
middle of
wasn't
doing something at work, and I was
he
like,
just
"Yes."
wasn't producing the way we need him to, like we thought he was.
No.
That's why we acquired him in the offseason. We wanted that
For
veteran presence, but
for
he
what
turned
we
out to
were
be a veteran
for
pest.
what we were paying
Yeah.
for
We
what we were
expected him
paying?
to be
No,
that
thank you.
veteran presence, leadership kind of guy on the ice for the younger guys, but he was just a veteran prick,
Mm,
if you really
yeah.
want to put it that way. Like,
It was he 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 taught our younger guys what not to do.
he's like, don't act this way. Don't be like me.
Don't be like him.
Well, let's
Don't
move
be like
on from
him.
that terrible, terrible.
And I know,
You know what? What do you know?
yeah.
All right. Well, from there, we're gonna move on to our next topic. We're gonna talk about
Ah,
how
yes, that's
happy
what I thought.
Bedsy
That was
feels
what I had next.
about Eustace and Noonan. Annanen. Sorry,
Yeah.
I said it wrong
He
again. I
loves
always say
him.
his name wrong. But the way
It's
Bedner's showing that confidence in him is
it's
incredible.
Eustace.
Annanen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he loves him.
Like, he's showing a lot of big promise
He
too.
loves
I mean,
him.
if you really look at it, he's won what, his last 3 starts?
Yeah.
And he's been really, really good
Yeah.
about it.
And
So, I mean, like, so Bedner's quote
yeah.
as he had
Yeah.
said about it, the relationship he has with our goaltending coach, the work that he puts in, he's a promising young prospect. So you don't know what they can provide until you try them out.
Right.
And I agree with him hands down. You don't know what you got until, like you actually like try him out. And as Bednar actually said in his quote, he literally said he has played so great,
Yeah.
like so well over the last handful of games that like we as an organization feel good about him. And how do you not? His angles are coming in great. Like, he's
Right.
tracking the puck
Yeah.
really well. He's maintaining rebounds really, really well. Like, his vision and being able to see through these
Mhm.
screens that these teams are putting on him is incredible. So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
what are your
It's like
ultimate thoughts on him?
it's like he's seeing the puck this big and not this big.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, he's just he's saving beach balls now. Like, he's a beach boy. Let's go. And the kid's so humble too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and he's young. Like, he's only
You're cutting out, sorry. But yeah, he's only gonna get better, and all these fans,
I know. That's
like,
why I made a face. It's me.
I figured. I saw the hmm. But like, Anuna's only gonna get
It's
better to the fact
me.
to where
Am I
everyone,
better?
yes, except the video's still frozen, but your mic's there.
Okay.
Better. But like,
Okay.
Anuna's only gonna get better like over the years that we have him. And like, on top of that, he's showing great promise, and all these fans were running around pissed off because we didn't go after a goalie at the trade deadline. And I've been saying this for months. We don't need to go after a goalie. We are we are
Yeah.
set at
Yeah.
goaltender. Like, you may expect a new Annunen to play one, maybe two playoff games unless Georgie gets hurt. But you're not putting your entire playoff chances and hopes on the backup. He's just there just in case. Because we want Georgie to go into the
Right.
playoffs hot and on fire and a brick wall. Like, one thing that wins championships in this league is a hot
Mhm.
goaltender going into the playoffs. It's been proven year after year.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
just the confidence and all the
Yep.
starts that they're giving Annunen just shows, and him pulling off W's after with all of these starts he's getting, he's won 3 of his last 3 games. Yes, it was a really rough start for him last game last night.
Mhm.
He gave up 2
2
goals
of
on
them
what, 4
were
shots, 5 shots. The first goal was not that big of a deal. It wasn't on him. It was a
yeah.
redirected puck. It was not his
Yeah.
fault. So, like, Juice is
No.
just
He
the
didn't
usage
really
just wants to
stand a
drink
chance.
his juice box on the bench, still loving his growth, and he's only 24. Like, exactly. Like, he's got so many years to go. Like, he's got so many years to go in this league, and he's only gonna get better. So why would we want to try to just hide him and bury him in the
Yeah.
AHL when we need to develop him at the NHL level to have a solid backup? Like, yeah, I agree with that. Like, I love that.
Right. That's why I that's why I
And like,
just
I
didn't
personally,
understand why these fans were so insistent about going after Marc-Andre Fleury. I was like, "Why not develop?" Like, they're saying that this could be the first goalie that the Avs develop from start to finish.
it very well could be, and that would be incredible to watch happen. Like, that's why I'm like, me personally, I'm loving
Yeah.
seeing
He
the
was the 3rd
organization
round
back
draft
him.
pick of the 2018 pick draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm personally, that's why
So,
I'm saying,
I
like,
would
I
love to see this be the first goalie that we draft and
yeah,
all the way
agreed. Like,
through.
I wanna see it all the way through. That's why, like, me personally, I'm super happy to watch the organization and the upper management actually want to give him his starts and put him up here and throw him to the wolves, as so to speak, and just
Yeah,
"Hey, what have you learned down here? Like,
yeah,
are you progressing? Are you getting better? Or do we need to just tank you?" Like, it's nice seeing them give him the opportunity to show what he's all about.
exactly. Right.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
he's trained with
Yep.
our goaltending coach since the beginning, so they're like this. Like, I don't wanna separate them, and he just needs the starts. And I believe he's got a lot more starts coming before the end of the season.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So, alright, well, let's move on to this next
So
awesome
I
subject.
yeah, no, I'm look
Let's talk some Nathan MacKinnon hockey. Over
yeah.
the last couple games, McKinnon
And
has extended his point lead over Kucherov to 6 points. He is now leading the league solely in points with 113 points, a career high for McKinnon.
with how many games to go?
I think we have 17 to go.
Yeah.
17 or 16.
Oh my god. He could put up a crazy number.
Like he- he's on pace to really do something incredible. And on top of that, he did just
Phenomenal.
he did just get
Yeah.
another point last night. So that brings his overall game point streak to 13 games.
Thir
He still
Of
has his
course,
home
the
point
home
streak
streak.
going, chasing after Gretzky's record for home point streak. I believe he will get
Yeah.
that. I personally believe he will. He's playing on a
I
whole nother level.
I yeah, and here's the thing is that I think that he has the attitude that it's not the main focus for him, and
No, it's just happening.
usually it's the players that turn it into the main focus that don't get it, but for him, it's just happening, and that's how he's like, "Okay, like, whatever." And that's why I think he'll get it is because it's just happening. It's authentic.
It's just
It's just
McKinnon playing
happening.
to his full potential, but, like, another thing that I think that he's really got going for him right now is, 1, the chemistry with the team, with the new guys. They're just moving the puck so damn well, it's kind of hard to stop them on any sort of offensive break. And 2, I think
Yeah.
McKinnon needs to just he's trying to just get that monkey off his back and get that heart. He's been snubbed 3 times
Mm,
because of McDavid. He's the sole leader now, and now they're putting up so many
yeah.
points that,
Yeah.
like, he's able to just continue this pace that he's on, which he's looking to break 130 points.
Yeah.
Like, if he averages 2 points a
I know.
game, he's gonna
It's
kill it.
wild.
So, like,
And he's
the kid
averaging
is
3.
yeah. Like, all he's gotta do is average 2 and he's gonna break 130. And, like, he's getting a
Yeah.
goal and an assist damn
It's
near every
just
game we play.
I hope
But
that the fans understand that they're watching history. Like,
oh,
they're
they're
watching something that might not ever happen for Avs fans again.
yeah, like, it's a once in a generational player, like, we have 2 of those. We have Nathan MacKinnon, who everyone argues is
Yeah.
second best to McDavid. However,
And yeah,
me personally as a s me personally as a like, watching McKinnon as a whole, he's the best all-around player in the NHL. McDavid can score,
it's
great,
not a
cool, he's fancy, but he's not an all-around
for
player.
sure.
But then we also have the once
Yeah.
in a generational talent in
Like,
McCaw.
he doesn't create plays for his teammates.
No, he doesn't. He likes to
Yeah.
be Mister I'm putting the puck in the net myself. I don't need you.
Yeah.
But then we have McCarr, who is
Yeah.
huge. big
Exactly.
generational, once in a lifetime, generational defensive talent that we will never see again.
Oh my god.
To just come out and just be as dominant as he has been. And right now, he trails in the points race for the
I
in the race for the
fully
North behind
expect
Quinn
that
Hughes.
his name will be at the top. Yeah.
So McCarr's trailing Quinn Hughes by 5 points. So right now, Quinn Hughes is sitting in the NHL right now,
Okay.
leading all defensemen in points with 76 points.
I don't
McCarr sits with 71.
okay.
He's 5 points back. However, even with him being
Mhm.
5 points back, the big addition of Nichushkin coming back has been helping him actually put the puck in the net. His point production has
Yep.
already gone up with Nichushkin being back in the lineup and parking his big ass in front of the goalie and giving him a good
Yep.
screen. It is working phenomenal. So he's gonna
Yep.
keep climbing up. He's gonna keep putting points out
Phenomenal.
there. So, like with Hughes being the
Yeah.
favorite for the Norris right now, I don't see it being that. I don't see that
Right.
being the case in 10 games time. I think it's gonna end up flip flopping as long as he can keep producing. Like, do you think Makar is gonna keep producing with Nichushkin on the ice?
I think it's only gonna get better. I think it's only gonna get better.
All right, yeah. See, like that's my thoughts on it too. Like,
I
100%. I
yeah.
think it's gonna just get complete. Like,
Yeah. I
the
think it gets
there's no
better.
ceiling for Makar. There's no ceiling. The man's going to the moon. Like,
He gets to he gets to create the ceiling. Like, I fully expect that every Avs defensive trophy accolade will have his name at the top.
well, honestly, he's gonna get to the point like before he's even in the league, but for 8 years, he's gonna solidify himself as better than the greatest defenseman in history, Bobby Orr. And he's already like
Yeah.
on his way
I
there.
mean,
He's only 5 years into the league.
there's players that there's players that played with him that say he's better.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So I mean, like, do you think he can actually win the Norris
Mhm.
this year? Because I mean, it's kind of hard to chase down Quinn Hughes when he's playing with the
I
best team in hockey right now. Like that
it
Vancouver
is
Canucks team is just
it
unreal. I don't
is
know where they
hard.
came from. Like Hughes is just
Yeah.
that
No,
whole
I know.
team.
It is hard. I think I want another week to see how things keep going with Nichushkin being back before I decide if he has a chance at the North.
That makes perfect sense. Like, and I agree with you. I want to see what happens
Yeah.
within the next week and see what he can
I
do
want
with
to
like with Nichushkin being back. Like, just his impact on this whole team has been unreal. Like, if you look at our
yeah.
last 3 games, I mean, we put up 7, 13, 15 goals in the last 3 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and that's since he's been back. So, like,
Mhm.
how do you not like see him, like anybody see him as one of the most impactful players on this roster aside from
On the
McKinnon and
team.
McCarr?
Right.
Like, he's just he's
Exactly.
that visionary on the ice. He's a big body. Like, his impact and his return is just it's indescribable. Like,
Yeah.
it's absolutely indescribable.
Mhm. For sure. For sure.
So,
Yeah. I don't think people understood the gravity of losing him.
oh no, nobody one bit realized how important he is to our lineup. 'Cause without him in the lineup, we
There's a
would barely.
reason that the Abs barely at 500.
Yeah, like they were basically without him in the
Uh,
lineup, we were like 500 hockey.
yeah. But
And then
there's
when
a
he's
reason that the Avs chose to go after him and give him the contract instead of Kadri.
precisely like Nichushkin's had a much bigger
There's a reason.
impact than Kadri ever did. I mean, Kadri had an impact, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but the impact was a lot
Oh yeah.
stronger with
But it
Nichushkin.
was a but it was a one season impact, whereas
Yes,
Nichushkin has a future of more than one season impact.
yeah, true. Well, let's go to our next topic of
So there's
discussion.
my hot take.
Let's
Matt
talk about this
Rempe.
Matt Rempe situation in New York. It's not Abs
The
news, but it's also
goon.
just it's big news around the league, and
It, it's big hockey news, and it's stirring up a lot of debate.
so it was during a game just a couple days ago against New Jersey. He threw a dirty hit,
Oh yeah, he was gonna miss the hit altogether. So instead of
and
missing the hit altogether,
he
he just
lifted
took
out
the
his
shoulder
elbow, and
through
he
the elbow.
literally damn near
Oh,
hurt this guy. It
oh,
was a
ah,
nasty, dirty
yeah.
hockey. I can't even call it a hockey hit. That was just a goon hit.
No, that wasn't a
And
hockey hit at all. That was up there with mm, Brad Marchand, Evander Kane,
no, as I've mentioned this
Bertuzzi.
to
I
I've
mean,
mentioned this to a lot of people. Like it was cute him coming out his first couple games and fighting and this and that. Like it was cool. It's like cool. All right, you're a little bit of an enforcer. You're proving you're a tough guy. All
yeah,
right, awesome. But now he's getting to the point to where he's getting to like Todd Bertuzzi level in my eyes, and we don't
right.
need that shit in this league. Pardon my language.
Yeah,
It's
that's
it's it's
that's
absolutely
my thoughts too.
absolutely uncalled for. No need for that. Like, yes, be an enforcer, protect your star players, but don't throw dirty hits.
Mhm.
Like,
No.
I,
And
I,
this goes all the way up to the coaches because the coaches need to be talking
they
to
need to
him and
have it in
saying,
mind
"Hey,
on what they're letting him get
rein
away
it
with.
in."
And like, yes, they were playing New Jersey,
Yeah.
and it was great because all game our recently departed Curtis
And
McDermott.
this is the second dirty hit.
Yeah, so Curtis McDermott, our recently departed with New Jersey, was calling him out,
Yeah.
trying to get him to drop the gloves and get him to answer for the dumb shit he's been doing. And now all these fans are trying to go
And he
after
wouldn't.
McDermott, saying that he's in the wrong for trying to antagonize him and instigate things with him all game. But
I know.
it it was needed. You act like a bum, you play like a goon, you're gonna get treated like a goon. Drop
Some
the gloves and answer for your actions.
somebody has somebody has to put him in his place. And so far, if you look at the track record of guys he's fought, they're all at the end of their career trying to make a name for themselves for their teams, trying to make sure they're not getting traded at the trade deadline. I mean, none of them were top line minute guys or even, I mean, they're, yeah. And he's fighting them. And then, yeah. he's just he's just being a goon. He's just being a goon. And then one guy calls him out and he wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he wanted nothing to do with it, and then he gets a game misconduct for the hit, and he waves at McDermott as a joke as he's leaving the ice. It's like, okay, why didn't you just answer for the hit originally and then get your game misconduct? Like, drop the gloves, be a man, answer for your actions.
Right.
Well, the NHL came out and
Own your
stated,
shit. Own
like,
your shit.
own your shit. Exactly. The NHL came out and gave him a 4-game suspension. And honestly, that's a little low
Yeah.
in my opinion. Because I remember when we had Kadri, he made
I
a
agree.
hit that was a legal hit and he got suspended 6 games for less.
Right. Well, so
So
the difference is that Cadre had a quote unquote, you
past,
know,
he had a
it was a
past.
pattern of behavior. Yeah. But Rempe, he's well on his way. I mean, and they're using the word dirtiest player in the NHL. And as far as I'm concerned, this goes up to a coaching level. And shame on the coaches for allowing this.
Well, yeah, they're pushing him to play dirty and play hard, and
And this is, yeah. And this is the second New Jersey Devil player that he's hurt.
yeah, exactly.
Because he hurt a New Jersey, yeah, he hurt a New Jersey Devil player a couple weeks ago.
Well, I understand it, like the New
And
Jersey New York
yeah, I was all
rivalry.
for,
Like I know the rivalry's there and all that, but
yeah,
it's just that's uncalled
but
for to
not
go that
at the
far.
risk.
Like it's
Yeah,
uncalled for to
not
go
at the
that
risk
far, and
of people.
I think that the NHLPA and the Players Association, they really need to start looking at these dirty plays and actually instituting proper suspensions instead of these little slaps on the wrist. Because some of these players are getting out of hand.
Slap on the wrist. Yeah. 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 Exactly.
Well,
And
let's jump
maybe it
into
needs to go up to punishment beyond just the player. Maybe teams need to be punished.
yeah, like throw the team a huge fine. Be like, hey, get your player under control, or you're just gonna be
Yeah.
forking
I
out a ton
mean,
of money, or
get
we're gonna
get your
just
player under
indefinitely
control.
suspend him.
Yeah,
Because without with
exactly.
like it's not like old
Be-
school
like
hockey to
you
where
said, we don't need.
uh, you
And
froze.
there's a difference between old school hockey and, like you said, Todd Bertuzzi style of hockey. And we're very, very quickly approaching Todd Bertuzzi style of hockey. And any true Avalanche fan should not be for this at all.
Like I get it, you like seeing fights, you like seeing the big hits, but I like seeing big hits too, but I don't like seeing
Yeah,
dirty hits.
no, no.
Well, let's get
No,
on
I'm
to
not about the dirty hits. If they want to fight,
cool fight. Go in the
yeah,
box for five
we're
minutes.
good.
Call it a day. All right, well, let's jump into
Yeah.
our expectations and what we need to do for the rest of the
Expectations.
season to continue our streak of Central Division winners. We have a lot we
My
need to
top
stick with.
priority, my top thing that I want to see greatly improve is road wins. And I don't want to see us just squeak out with a road victory. I want to see decisive from start to finish 60 minutes of abs hockey and walk out of the building with 2 points and head on to our next victim.
Yeah, like I agree. Like our road record is absolutely terrible. We are 15, 14, and
It's
5
atrocious.
on the road. We
It's
are
our Achilles
barely
heel.
hanging on to a 500 record at home. And that's
Yeah,
you can't really do that. I mean, so,
barely.
like, for the remainder of the season, like, we definitely need to play
Yeah,
better on the road. Like, if you look at the standings right now, you've got Dallas
yeah,
Stars sitting with 89 points, leading the division. Then you've got Winnipeg with 87 and us tied with Winnipeg with 87 points. But the big problem is Winnipeg has 2 games in hand on
right.
us, and Dallas, we have a game in hand on them. So
Exactly.
our big thing, like, we have to win these division games, especially against Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Like, if we
Mhm.
don't win these division games,
For sure.
we're gonna have a hard time winning this division. Like, we need to just continue what we've been
Yeah,
doing and keep
for
putting pucks
sure.
on net, making sure our
Yeah,
players are staying healthy, which is kind of hard right now because tonight we have the game and we've already got Lehkonen out. We've got
right.
Parise's out. Like, it's
Yeah.
like we don't need to be getting the injury bug this late in the
Crazy
season. We need to keep players healthy.
got banged up in that last game. Yeah.
So,
No.
like my main
No.
thing that we
No
really need to
injury
do is
bug.
keep up the momentum we have. Let Georgie get hot near the end of the season. Keep playing
Yeah.
Annunen. Like, he's playing well. Keep
Yeah.
developing him so we have him, in good form come playoff time. Because we're already 100% in the playoffs.
Ready to go for the playoffs.
So,
Exactly.
like,
And yeah,
what are your other expectations aside
I want to
from?
see consistent play.
Yeah, agreed. Like, consistent play is where it's at.
What?
Consistent play. I agree with you. Like,
Yeah.
we have to
But
have consistency.
our road, yeah,
Yeah, being on the
our
road just
road games have been our Achilles heel all season.
like it's like granted we're playing really well at home. Like, we have the best home record in the league. It's unbelievable. Like we play well at home
Yeah,
and like we're 26 6-0 at home, which is unreal. Like, I love seeing us win at home, but
I know.
we need to translate that same energy to these buildings on the road. So, I mean, let's jump into talking about tonight's game.
To the road. Yeah.
Like, tonight, we've got Vancouver. They
Yeah.
are, without a doubt, the best
Vancouver.
team in the West right now. They are the best team in the West.
Yes.
We have to play them tonight. Game time's
Uh-huh.
8:30. We are in Vancouver on the road. So, as we were just talking,
I was gonna say, because we're in, because this is where I, yep.
like, being in
So
Vancouver, like,
tonight is,
we have to win on the road.
I want to,
And,
yeah.
like, this is gonna be our
And we
true
have to
test
beat
tonight.
hard teams on the road. So tonight's a good test.
Like basically, the Avs are trying to fight to be the best team in the West, and us taking on Vancouver, the best team in the West right now, is gonna be huge. And on top of that, we get to
Yeah.
watch Quinn Hughes and the blue line for
Right.
them and Makar over here, and we're duking it out tonight. The two Norris Trophy leaders are duking it out against each other tonight.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
let's go ahead and hit what your predictions are for tonight's game.
I gosh. I really wanna say Colorado comes out with the win, but I have a feeling that it's gonna be overtime.
Ooh, that's a hot take. I like that.
I
I don't like the fact that
always
you're
have at
willingly
least
giving
one
them a
hot
point.
take.
I don't like the fact that you're willingly giving
I
Vancouver a
know,
point.
I'm sorry. I'm
However,
sorry.
like with how well like
Don't
matched these
hate
two teams
me,
are,
guys. Don't hate me.
with how well matched these two teams are, like I I agree with you. It's gonna be a tough fought battle tonight. I personally think our offense is gonna continue to thrive, and I think it's
It
gonna be a
it
4-2 Avs
should.
win. I think it's gonna be a 4-2 Avs
Nice.
win.
I love it. I hope you're right.
And I think McKinnon continues his
I
point
hope you're
streak,
right.
sends it to 14 games. And
I do too.
honestly, I would love
I
to see Makar have a 3-point night tonight.
I was gonna
Like
say, and
I
I
think
think for some reason, I just feel like Makar's gonna have a great. He's gonna have a great game.
and I think the big thing, as I said, is gonna be just Nichushkin's big body in front helping us screen that goaltender, which is kind of
Yep,
nice. Thatcher
from that
Demko is
screen.
hurt. We have Georgie starting in net
Yeah,
tonight, but Demko, their number one, is hurt.
right.
So we have a good
So
opportunity to really pick up two crucial
we
points
could really
tonight.
capitalize on that.
Well, there's our predictions. I say 4-2 Avs tonight. Jenna over here thinks that Vancouver's going to get a point out of us in an overtime.
I'm
But
sorry.
make sure to tune in for the game at 8:30, and that will actually conclude our show this evening. Any final
Yeah.
thoughts, Jenna?
We'll see you guys back here next week. What?
Any final thoughts before we close her out?
Um, no, I don't think so. The only thing I saw this week was I saw a fan comment that we better hope that we get home ice advantage for the playoffs. And
Oh,
I thought to
that's
myself,
always our
even if
hope.
we get home ice advantage, yes, but we still have to win on the road. But he said it as like we if we got home ice advantage, we were good. And I was like, that's not how that works.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks
So
for joining us for this
nope,
weekly.
that's all I got for you.
Well, thanks for joining us for this weekly roundup of Avalanche hockey and Blizzard Warning, and we will see you next week.